go through this quick. Charlotte, North Carolina, at CMS, which is trash, by the way. Rocky Mount High School, a substitute teacher fought a student. And at first it was funny hearing about it. I saw the memes first because the teacher ain't wear no drawers and she had a dress on.
I saw it, but I never watched it.
And, it was one of those things that I watched it first through, and then it got to a point where I was like, oh, this ain't funny no more. And it was very, very quick for me. You know what I'm saying? And something goes from not funny to honestly, bruh, you get to where it's now sad. And I have to state that. For me, bruh, it got real sad real quick for this whole video and everything.
These kids do be acting wild as hell.
So just to give some backstory, if you haven't seen it, the teacher took everybody's phone. This young lady after class asked for her phone back. The teacher said, no, you got to send whatever. You're not getting your phone back. The girl reaching for her phone. She's not getting it. The teacher is telling her what you going to do? The girl steps back, after the teacher pushes her off, let's be fair. And she steps back and the girl swings on the teacher, misses. And the teacher, who is probably at least 3 times as big as this girl, she handled her.
Yeah, I'm watching right now. They done got into a real fight. You know what? So let's play the game of, is there an active father in the home? Because I'm guessing that neither one of these young ladies had an active father in the home, because this is the kind of things that you would do because you really just don't want to deal with your dad. Right? It's not that you don't want to do it. You just don't want to do it. You look at dealing with my dad, me wanting to do it. Dealing with my dad always outweighs me actually wanting to do it. So no, I mean it's definitely messed up. It's two wrongs, man. As my grandmother used to say, 2 wrongs would never make a right. Actually, both of my grandmothers.
Look,
showed you how much trouble I used to get in as a kid.
Look, you know what made it sad for me was I'm looking for the post, man, that I wanted to share. The little girl posted this on her Instagram, and this is what I want to focus on. She wrote on her Instagram, the fact that nobody helped me is crazy. People just stood there and let that woman manhandle me. Y'all supposed to be friends and barely anybody asked if I was okay. Y'all laughing at this BS and it's not funny, but if anybody got shit to say about it, we can get it in the field, and that's facts.
Let's play the game. Is there an active father in the home?
You know what made me sad about her comment? And me and you never talked about this, but I imagine because it gets passed down from generation to generation, there's a point in time in your life, elementary, middle, and high school, it seems like your parents and grandparents always let you know, forget about them kids. They ain't going to be your friends after high school.
Yeah.
And as a child, you don't understand that.
No.
Because you think that the people that you are in high school
are going to
be
friends forever.
Forever. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
The other thing that's super important to me is, I'm going to speed this up because I be talking too slow in my reels. So yeah, the second thing that's always important to me is there comes a time in high school when you realize these kids ain't your friends.
Yes.
This was that moment for that young lady. And for me, as somebody who's also had that moment where I got into a fight in school trying to impress people I thought were my friends, and I looked over, bruh, and everybody who saw this lied.
Yeah.
Everybody in the room, I got in a fight. Somebody put their hands on me first. I put my hands on them second. And everybody lied, and they did the classic, oh, I don't know. I think I just saw Gavin, right?
See.
And then what happened is I woke up that day, and I remember I went home, and I was so upset. I'm going through all the emotions, and my mom looked at me and said, I told you them nappy-headed kids ain't none of your friends. And I said, you're right. And mind you, this was the 8th grade for me. So I knew after the 8th grade, nobody ain't friends with me. It's cool. And when I graduate, I ain't got to see you niggas no more. I hope this young lady recognized this, because Mike didn't hear the audio. He just watched it right here live. This teacher has this girl's face smushed into the ground.
No.
On top of her.
All that is messed up, and all of it's messed up because this is an adult fighting a child.
Yeah.
And sometimes, we don't give black children the respect of being black kids, right? We look at them as they're adults, or they're going to be adults, or what they're going to be when they grow up. We never look at our black children and look at them and say, you know what, that's a 13-year-old, that's a 14-year-old. We probably should give them the benefit of the doubt. Look at how they treated Angel, right?
Absolutely.
The young lady that played for LSU, right?
Absolutely.
Angel's a child.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? but we're looking at her and we're just like, we're treating her as if she's a 35-year-old woman.
Absolutely.
Black kids don't get that. So we do have to raise our black kids to make sure that they understand that, A, one, you do not get that. But
Absolutely.
B, make sure that we give them that grace, in the home. And I'm speaking as a black man, right? Because I always tell y'all, masculinity is what? Grace, mercy, care. If you listen to this podcast for more than a year, you know that those are the tenets of masculinity, right? Everybody can play around with what it is and what it ain't, yada, yada, yada. But
it's fluid, man.
It's not. Masculinity is grace, it's mercy, and it's care. And as fathers, we got to make sure that we give that honestly to everybody, but that's to be divine. Most of us aren't there yet. But to our children, right? Like this is an opportunity, right? Because that's actually your child is actually a part of you, right? So that's a creation. So that is your children. Most of the time, is your first foray into understanding what it means to be divine, right? What does it mean to actually be a creator of life? Most of us don't have that until we have children. Most of us haven't created these huge businesses or ideals or influential. Your child is kind of your first foray into that. So understanding that grace, mercy, and care are the three tenets that substitute teacher offered none of that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that she shouldn't have offered none of that because she's not masculine. But what I am saying is that as men, that's got to be something that we make sure that we do and pass that along to our children, male or female.
Yeah, and I'll say this, and we'll get up out of here. I don't have nothing to say about the teacher or to give her any advice because you got to live with putting your hands on the child.
Yeah.
And what comes with that?
That doesn't look like that was her first time.
Absolutely not. But and so here's the thing. Charlotte ain't that big. I'm going to say it like that. You got to deal with what comes with putting your hands on somebody else's kid. And that you not getting another job is another thing.
That'd be a problem in a lot of our institutions because I didn't know this. So I thought that in the public school system, all schools are equal. All right, because I'm ignorant like that in America, and I think we got to do the right fucking thing, right? So, and I end up talking to a friend of mine, that actually teaches. That he ended up teaching at my son's school, and he's telling me like the resource difference between the school that my son is at versus other schools, in the same place, And I'm just like, of course, on one hand, I'm like, this is why I live on this side of town because I expected my son to be able to have these resources. But on the other hand, I'm like, it still ain't right.
Nah.
I'm just in a situation where I can live on that side of town and that can be provided for, but it's still not right.
Yeah. I feel you on that.